Hello and welcome to another edition of Gourmet in the Making. Today we're going to show you a very simple method for improving the taste, the texture, and the juiciness of chicken. Whether it's frozen or fresh, you can use the same process. These are actually frozen chicken breasts that have been deboned, skinless, and thawed. Got them from a local big box store. And you can use a simple combination of both salt and water to produce a brine that will significantly improve those three aspects of your chicken. A typical brine is 3/4 of a pound of salt to 1 gallon of water, but that's if you're doing something like making ham, and that's far too much salt for the brine. So we're actually going to cut it back to about 3 ounces of salt per gallon of water, maybe just a little bit less than that. So we're going to begin by adding 2 level tablespoons of salt to our chicken bowl here. And then we're going to add our water. Our pitcher was 3/4 of a gallon full. So as we add the water, you can see that we're going to wind up using a little bit less than a half gallon, right at about a half gallon. Those 2 tablespoons of salt are the equivalent of 1.5 ounces. So that would be the equivalent of about 3 ounces of salt per gallon of water. That will produce the perfect brine to allow the protein to expand, to absorb water, to take in some salt, and to do a mild salting of the protein before cooking it, but will not provide so much salt to the protein that we won't be able to season it later when we actually cook it. Once you've added the salt and the water to the bowl and you've created your brine, you can take everything and put it back into the refrigerator for about 6 hours. 6 hours is a good minimum. It allows all of the time that's necessary for the salt to osmose the moisture out of the proteins and then take back in salt water into the proteins. That is the exact reason why the brine works. So we thank you for joining us here at Go Pound Salt, and we remind you, when you do, happiness is just a lick away.